So I'm holding in my hand a piece of rock from the summit of the Zugspitze, which is the highest mountain in the region. How about that? And I didn't even climb up there. Pretty amazing, isn't it? So this is my lunch. I don't even really know what it is, but I know it's vegetarian. I know there's lots of broccoli and cheese there. And boy, do I need it after a very, very long walk around the Sea. Dessert, apple strudel. And this is it. Yes, it's a body of water. Yes, it's a pristine lake. Yes, it's in the mountains. And this is this place in Europe, which is a mixture of Germany, Italy, Austria, and God knows what else. But this is it, folks, so I'm going to get in there. So I've just emerged from this amazing lake swimming experience. It's actually really nice and warm here. Just working about a very special moment on a bicycle.
Exactly.
Please tell us about it. It was very interesting.
It was in my 40s. I think I had 42 years. I was 42 years old, and it came all of a sudden in a street where I know exactly now where it was. So 4 things. First, not to complain anymore, because complaining stops all the energy, blocks us to have positive energy. To doing something positive.
Yes.
You know? Second, do not pretend too much from others. So it will be always surprised what is coming, you know.
Yes.
And the third thing was to have patience. And this patience is really essential. This patience is so important.
Yes.
And the fourth thing was to have confidence in the universal.
Confidence in the universe.
In the universe.
Yeah, confidence in the universe.
And so, what then happened? It was amazing. It was a miracle, you know. Everything came to me. I can't tell you. There are thousands of different examples. I could tell you really a lot of them.
Everything became easier for you.
Everything became easier first, and everything came. We say in Italian, I say, tutto in castra. It comes.
Oh, I know what you. Everything fit in.
Everything fits in. Everything fits in.
Everything found its
If you have patience to expect this, everything fits in.
Yes.
But the important thing is to have patience and confidence in the universe.
And not to expect too much from other people. That was also important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not to have high expectations.
Not to have high expectation. And then you will never delude, because everything what is coming is a gift, you know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good insight. I'm grateful that we can share that with people. Thank you very much, Carmen.
Welcome.
Thank you. So I'm just totally amazed by this view. So I'm just showing you what it's like. And if I do another pan, I take this shot up the top, then you can see the mountains.
So this is Keith sitting on my balcony right now in a typical Garmisch house, and I hope he's enjoying his stay here.
I most certainly am. I'm absolutely blown away by how amazing it is here, Angelika. So thank you so very much for allowing me to come visit your home and take in this extraordinary panorama. I've never been surrounded by such majestic mountains in my life as I am right now, right here.
You're very welcome, Keith. I'm happy you like it here.
Thank you. So this is Angelika's house.
Hello, I'm Angelika. I live here, and I'm happy I was bringing Keith here in my home, and he likes it, I hope. So you've seen him before on the balcony. And this is my living room, and this is Paula here, my dog in the back. She's a dachshund, and she's a lady, and she went to high school. She's very intelligent, so 3 languages, easy, and she's an avalanche dog.
Avalanche dog. Okay.
Believe it or not. Yeah, and so I'm a typical local here, and 5th generation.
Wow.
And we live in a beautiful village, as you may have seen some pictures from Keith on his movie. And Garmisch-Partenkirchen is a health climatic area, so if you ever come on vacation, it's good, it's healthy, it's good, you will like it. Hiking, swimming, skiing, climbing, everything is possible. No industry.
And Angelika is a tour guide, it must be said.
Yes, I'm a tour guide here, so if you ever need any help, Keith has my email address, so let me know and I show you around in town, and maybe you want to see some of the castles of our king, because we were a kingdom until 1918, and yeah, there's some castles left, and Neuschwanstein Castle, they call it the fairy tale castle, and you may have heard that. And we have Linderhof Castle. It's a wonderful Baroque castle with style of the French and French kings. It's a copy of the French kings, Louis XIV and the 15th from Versailles. Yeah, and so our king really loved the style, and that's the reason he copied it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and. We have a wonderful time right now. It's summer, it's August, and we have still snow on the mountains. Not much, but we have a glacier here, so you can ski up on a sea level of almost 3,000 meters.
Gosh. And
we start again in November. Yeah, November until May. And we have the highest mountain of Germany, not to forget that.
Wow.
Yeah, you should. So you should probably come and have a look in our area. You will love it. Yeah,
thank you very much, Angelika.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So this is where I do my email work. And that's alcohol-free, cloudy German beer. Bavarian beer, I should say. It's quite something. Good. Friday night, and it's all gone a bit Bavarian. Good morning. I'm being taken to a very special place, which has a very special name, and Janine is taking me. Now, what is the name of this place, Janine?
Alpsee.
It's the Alpsee, and this is the face of God pressed into the earth, and that is the water which I'm going to swim in this morning. Is this in the direction of Partenkirchen?
No, it's in the direction, it's in Grainau.
Grainau?
Which is a part of the whole area here of Garmisch-Partenkirchen.
Ah, okay.
But it's right below the Zugspitz, the highest mountains from Germany.
The Zugspitz, right, okay. So this is what it's like to be in a place which is relatively flat, surrounded by the most unbelievable mountains.
And you see that the Alpspitze looks similar to a pyramid.
Ah, yes, so it does, yes.
Yeah, you can see
it
that.
It does look like a pyramid, yeah, we can just see that. And that one, that peak over there, that's amazing too. It's all amazing to me.
And as you see, we have really clear water here. I mean, it's actually from Grainau, the water from the Zugspitze you can drink. It's a healing water.
I will be drinking it, don't worry.
So look at this.
Yes. So I'm going to walk in a moment. That's a pretty exotic wood pile. And this is my first view of the water, which is so clear you can drink it. And it is renowned for its healing properties. How about that? So now I want to explain to you why I'm in love with this place. It's because frequently one encounters something like this. And you just know what the quality of the water is going to be like even before you drink it. And there seem to be such things around here in many places. Oh, for a water obsessive to come to a place like this. Now these people are filming the water and the ducks. And even from this distance it's possible to see how incredibly clear this water is. And I have a moment of envy because there is a person swimming in it. How utterly delightful. And that's the view. Well, what else can I say? And there's another body of water which actually illustrates something very interesting ecologically, because we would call this eutrophication, in as much as that the water is completely full of plants and life to the point that it's getting choked up. Because the water is flowing over limestone, it's got that wonderful, slightly alkaline quality which makes it so desirable to drink. It's Friday afternoon and I'm going to take you on a tour of the house, and that's the view from my bedroom window, which is pretty amazing. And this is the bedroom itself. That's not where I sleep. There's the bathroom, and that is where I sleep. So off we go through the house whilst I wait for the people to arrive. This is a large house. I don't know what goes on there, or there, or there, but this is what I know about. Those are the stairs that take me outside. And here's the kitchen. Here is the bathroom. Notice the interesting plumbing device. There's the shower and the bath. Oh, and there's also a separate shower as well. This, I believe, is to be one of the sitting rooms. There appear to be two. Here's the balcony. That's Alexandra's chair. The view from the balcony. Hey! It is open if you put the little thing. Hey! Welcome! I had the same problem myself. Exactly the same. Dining room. And this is the room where the work is about to be done. Well, it's time for my dinner. An incredibly good first day of the training. I was just about to sit down and eat this, and I looked up and I saw that, and I thought, will the camera capture it? I don't know. But the mountain peaks have got sunlight shining on them in the pre-dusk time, and it's just stunningly beautiful. There, you can just about catch the glow there. Apologise for calling cinematography. Okay, that's it. Isn't that just beautiful? So here I am on the terrace. Flowers. Just endeavouring in my own way to show you how extraordinarily beautiful this place is. And this is the room that we did the training in. That's my kit. That's the shrine which I prepared, a very simple one, just honouring the elements and with the methods of protection on the shrine. And I'm just going to give you a little view of the room itself. It's an attic room in the house of a wonderfully kind woman called Alexandra. She made it possible for us to be able to make use of this place for our training. It was perfect in as much as it was quiet, the energy and the light, and he was very, very good indeed. And plenty of ventilation because it actually got incredibly hot, up to 35 degrees centigrade, so we needed that. Lots of good water throughout the training, of course. Beautiful crystal cluster she has there, you notice. Special water activation device which was lent to me by Patricia. And this is the outside view of this house. Such a beautiful location, surrounded by the Alps, of course. That was a photograph of Patricia. She's the one that organised everything for me to be here, organised the people. Thank you very much for all that you did. And this is what her house looks like from the outside. It's pretty huge. And you might notice this very strange wooden device. So this is literally a wooden gutter, and what happens is the water falls into that soakaway. So completely unusual drainage here. Now this is the view out the back. I've seen these in other places, piles of sandbags, maybe against flooding. Right outside the back gate, here's the river. And so I'm going to take the walk into the centre. And this is to show you the traditional Bavarian architecture. There's a lot of wood in their buildings. That seems to be an important word here, Biergarten. You'd think it would mean beer garden, but it seems to mean more than that. It seems to be a place where they sell beer and you sit outside and you eat food. So just take a look at that water. You notice what an unusual colour it is? It's a kind of a slightly cloudy, turquoisey grey. Never seen river water that colour before. And as my eye goes up, that's what I see. You can see that these guys have got their beers in their hands. It's a beer culture. And I'm just so curious as to what that's for, I have no idea. So I'm doing my walk into town. There's a bit of development going on. There's very strict controls about such things in this part of the world. And what we actually have here are two towns joined into one. There's Garmisch to the west and Partenkirchen to the east. And the people from Garmisch, the origin is very much Germanic, with the blonde hair and the blue eyes. And the Partenkirchen people have much more of the Bavarian feel of the darker hair and the darker skin. And they originate, I believe, from Romania. I just love the Gothic writing. And that's the centre. That church, that represents the centre of Garmisch. Now I guess this is a typical site because you've got a house with a balcony and lots of flowers in bloom. This is what we see pretty much everywhere. The flowers in bloom. See what I mean? Ready to go for them. Not so much in the gardens, actually on the outside of the houses. So this is what means so much to me about this part of the world. Can't walk for more than 5 or 10 minutes without finding one of these. That's right, spring water on tap. Look how it's presented. Notice attention to detail. And yes, we've even got a crucifixion scene above it too. So it's not something you're going to forget in a hurry, is it? It's the way they treat water out here. How about it? So I'm arriving at my destination. This is a health food shop. Well, there's lots of organic food and of course the organic American spirit tobacco. And that's the view. There's a church getting bigger. Just a moment, a man very kindly. That man just stopped to let me film out obstructing my view. I thought how very considerate of him. And look at that apple tree full of apples, gorgeous. One of the things I love about the architecture around here is they have a very big overhang on the roof. So you could stand under the building in the pouring rain and have a smoke and you wouldn't get wet. God, what an obvious idea. And balconies, 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 yeah. Such a practical idea, aren't they? I would say so. Background hills again. Sorry, mountains. Oh yes, another water fountain. Going to stop and taste this one. So we have the cardboard boxes containing the kindling. There we have a lot of metal devices, I'm not quite sure what they are. And look at that, that's wood art, all beautifully stacked, covered, protected against the elements. See the new seasons and then the old seasons underneath. And this is the Bollywood tandoori. Might have to give it a go before I go back. Right, you see I'm not exaggerating about the flowers, am I? No, look. Serious flowerage. Yeah, it's just like this everywhere here. And then apart from the flowers, the other thing you get is the art. There's a lot of art on some of the buildings. That's a particular style. Yes, another fountain. See, I told you there were lots. So we're really close to the town centre now. These are those sunflowers there. You see something about the energy of this place. I hope you can actually capture that by this film. It's extraordinary. See? They like the water as much as I do. Ah, it turns out that this place is a tattoo parlour. And this is their window display. Cool as that. That's the name of the highest mountain, Zugspitz. They're definitely into cool stuff around here, how about that? A motorised mini skateboard on top of a motorised skateboard. I like the idea of having stones on the roof, probably to hold the roofing felt down. I think that says a gaffed house. That probably is the equivalent of a guest house. But I may not be right. So this is the centre. There's a woman in traditional costume. Maybe arrived for work, who knows. Quarter to something. Much is clear. So I've moved in the quiet way. This is now the centre of town. So this is it, you see, there's your hill. Centre of town. More hill. Huge mountain. And this is the pharmacy. Yeah, more water. Another sign that's familiar to some. So this is an interesting little moment for me. I've just come to the office of two of my clients who are on the training, just to see, is it open or is it closed? And yes, it's closed. This is a very good sign. It means they're either lying around in bed or they're out in nature, because that's what I asked everyone to do on the course this morning. Be lying about in bed or out in nature to recharge for day 2 of the training. These seem to be local taxis. Pretty smart. Now guys, you remember when the fashion of liquor was in? This guy might have started the whole thing for him back in whenever it was. He's got leg warmers on, how about that? Right, it's a bit busy for me, it's time for me to get out now. Ah, another familiar sign. Foods on bikes. This is the bakery. So maybe you can link these in somehow. And there's the bread, which appears to be pink bread, yeah. Yeah, so pink bread. No, I don't understand it either. Pink bread, how about that? And that's a pretzel he's got there, so this is probably where pretzels come from. This part of the world, maybe. I don't know. That's strange, it's just a piece of artwork. I'll have to get my ass down here to send the emails I've been writing. It's the internet cafe. So that's Mother Mary. In the name of Jesus. What a house that is. Right, that's it. These are back at the health food shop again. Time for me to do my shopping and put the camera down. Well, hello everyone. I've just been shopping first time here. Been to a couple of supermarkets. One was called Tegelmon and the other was called Norma. The one that's called Norma is just like Lidl, except you can get loads of organic stuff. And that's an example of what I just managed to get hold of there. Good morning everybody. It's a bright sunny day. It's nice and early. This is the view from the balcony today. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about last night and early this morning. I've been through what I would call the dark night of the soul. And it's been a very difficult time for me. So I've used all the tools of shamanism to help me through what has been a very difficult time. I've been faced with my primary programming, and my programming is I'm not good enough. So I inhabited that place, I felt it fully, and I tuned into all the things that are bothering me at the moment. And I realised that someone I love very much is suffering at the moment. And so I tuned in to the suffering and I felt it fully. And from the place of feeling and the suffering, I then opened up to any form of healing that would be appropriate. And after a while I was drawn to Hawaiian shamanism, which is Ho'oponopono. And I remember the magical words of the Hawaiian shamans. They are such simple words. They are as follows: I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And one of the magical qualities of Hawaiian shamanism is that in this branch of shamanism one takes responsibility for the suffering of the other. And so as I took responsibility for the suffering of the other, and I sang those words, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I directed those words to the person I was concerned about, I directed them to myself, and I directed them to all the people on the training this weekend. And so from that has been created the new program for the day. So today we are all going to go to the Eisen Sea, which is this beautiful lake in the mountains. We will have the opportunity to be in nature, and those who wish to do so can swim in the pristine water on this hot day. And then I'm going to take everyone out to lunch. And it's wonderful how, going from a dark side of the soul experience, one can reach an answer or answers to the situation. So this morning we will sing the words, not in English, not in German, but in Italian, because this is a language that everyone except for me speaks. And there's one person on the training who does not speak any English. So this will be something to do to celebrate her. So I'm very much looking forward to today, and we're going to have an absolutely wonderful time on day 3 of the training. So we're about to go out to the river, but in the meantime we're just getting everything ready for the lunch.
Thank you.
And
We love you.
Thank you so much to
Ti amo. Ti amo, mi dispiace. Per favore, perdonami, grazie. Ti amo, Madonna, non mi ricordo.
Allora, ti amo, mi dispiace, per favore, perdonami, grazie.
Ma la melodia.
Ah,
Ti amo,
amo.
mi dispiace, perdonami, grazie.
Ti amo, mi dispiace, per favore, perdonami, grazie. Ti amo, mi dispiace, per favore, perdonami, grazie. We love you, kids. We are sorry, please forgive us. Thank you.
thank you.
I love, thank you.
No, it's me. You catch my secrets.
Yes, I do. So we're off to the river. Chicho is playing the drum to give us our little procession. And we are going to go in the water and have a really good time. So we're going to cross the river on the bridge to find our swimming place. See the bridge? It's pretty cool. Okay.
This is the Daniel.
We're going, that's where we're going, yeah. Okay.
No.
Ah, that's so nice. And there's the others.
Where are the others?
There they are.
Delícia. Assim você me mata.
And there's a dog.
Wie heißt er? Stasi.
Well, flexibility. Instead of taking them out to lunch at the Alpine, we all ended up going to the local river, which is just so lovely and so what everyone needed, especially one of our participants who was really regretting being inside. She just wanted to get outside, and we were all very treated by the fact that one of our participants chose to give us a little drumming while we were enjoying the water. It's very, very nice indeed.
So here we go. This is Keith. I'm filming him going in the water. Let's see if we can catch him.
And one of the most important things about any shamanic training is having time in nature. And it was felt very keenly by some of the participants, so for us to go out on a Sunday and enjoy the water was just so nourishing and reviving and refreshing to all of us. In fact, after this playtime, it was literally go back and do some really hard work, and they all had their clients that they were due to work on, and this was perhaps a pivotal moment in the entire training weekend. They spent the entire time up until this point on the Sunday afternoon learning. Now they're putting it all into practice, and I was delighted to see the dedication. I was interested to see people's resistances coming up and them overcoming the resistance and actually doing really surprisingly good work surprising to them that was so gratifying to see. So I have very high hopes for the people that trained at this weekend, and I've already heard back from some of them that they've got clients that they're waiting to work on, and I'm also very encouraged to think that they've got each other to support and sharing information so they don't feel they're on their own. That's quite an important thing when you're practicing something cutting edge like this. So yes, don't often see myself swimming in the river. It brings back very good memories, very grateful for the experience. And the purity of the water, I took some out in the bottle and left it overnight, and it's like there's not any cloudiness or sedimentation at all. It's perfectly clear. So thanks very much to Patricia for filming me in that little piece. And it's time to pack ourselves up and walk back and get on with the high point of the weekend, which is a lot of deep work. And thanks to every single one of you for your dedication and choosing to jump off the precipice into the work which you did. This is the completion of the USR Germany training.
Say hello.
So you can say silly things
from Germany.
Welcome to our group.
We love Kiev. We did it.
We made it.
We hang on and made
We made it. We sold out.
Yes.
We made it with everyone.
We sold
And we are a very strong group.
Yeah, we are a strong group.
And we ask us.
Ti amo, mi dispiace, per favore perdonami, grazie. Ti amo, mi dispiace, per favore perdonami, grazie. Ti amo, mi dispiace, per favore perdonami, grazie.
Good for the world, good for us and everyone.
Yay. And hello everybody. I'm sure those of you who know me well know that I am blissfully happy because look, I'm in what is one of the most beautifully clear rivers I've ever been in my life. There's a pretty sensational looking bridge. There's one of the mountains. What a place, what a treat. And it's the day after the training. I'm in recovery mode, discharging that electrosensitivity, which can be such a problem for me at times, especially by the end of the day. Yesterday, my goodness me, I was so overcharged, I was in danger of becoming ill, I could sense it. I was probably half an hour away from a collapse, but when you've got to do what you've got to do, you've got to do what you've got to do. So it was all good. And I had some really good discharging last night, but today is a special day dedicated to discharge for me, so it's in the river, a smoke, quietness, no voices, no languages I can understand for hours. Clear heaven for me. Oh, and did I mention, yes, it's 35 degrees today in the shade. What more can I say? I learned something valuable. The reason why I suffered so much in India was not the heat, it was the heat and the pollution. We have the same temperatures here, slightly higher if anything, but the lack of pollution means it's utterly blissful. Now you may have noticed, I think it's raining a bit here. Just look at that. Wow. Well, that's the release of all the very high pressure we've been experiencing. Had some really big thunderclaps there. The rain is just beginning to ease off a little bit now. I'm hoping we might get another thunderclap for you. I'm not sure. It's the day after the storm. I'm just going to go and check out what the river's like today. It's very early again. I'm beginning to realise that possibly the extraordinary quality of the place contributes perhaps also to a high energy, and that may perhaps make it difficult for me to sleep very long. But normally I'd just be asleep for several more hours, but no. So I'm going to get up and have a look around. You can see the peaks there. We are just driving out of Garmisch towards Alpine for my second and final time in that clear water. See the water and the river has changed colour from the thunderstorm last night. So it's really been stirred up. Now we are entering Grainau, a small town before we arrive at the Alpine. So this is where we turn off the main roads. It's Grainau time. There's the railway. And so this journey, and I feel I was so looked after in Germany, because so many times I'd be taken somewhere in a car, get the camera out, show you what I'm experiencing. And what I want you to notice here is the architecture, because they have such a lovely way that they build. And you'll see as this little bit of film develops, flowers are very important. Every building seems to have window boxes with lots of lovely flowers, and they have very large roofs with big overhangs, which is a very practical idea. Now, these small structures you can see on the left there's a whole planning issue. People will build a small structure like one of those, and then over time they will attempt to get permission by building something a little bit big and a little bit big until finally they can build something big enough to live in. So planning here is very controlled, I would say, probably a lot more than in Britain, which is one of the most controlled countries. You notice the artwork on that building. That is such a frequent thing that you see. Really beautiful pieces of artwork, sometimes religious themes, very often what I would call pastoral agricultural themes are what the artists choose to work on. So people have got a great sense of pride in showing how lovely their building is from outside. They have much less of a sense of cultivating a garden. They regard the English to be quite the experts of this, the concept of garden. Sure, they do have gardens, but not quite to the same lavish extent that we can have. But it's those window boxes, you can see them again. And it just gives the whole place a really well cared for feel. And you'll notice that there's no signs of litter. Even if you're walking around in Diesel, you just won't find any litter, because they're not those kind of people. Such respect for their environment. The fact that the air is so pure and the water is so pristine obviously encourages them enormously. And the other thing about this part of the world is the pace of life. It's really quite gentle, it's fairly relaxed, there's no sense of hurry. And now here we are stepping up further along this gradual road which is taking us up to the Alpine itself, and we're actually running parallel all the way along. We've got a railway. This is another thing, they didn't have their railways decimated back in the 1960s like the British, so they've got a very well established rail network, and it will take you all the way up, and then there's a special funicular railway all the way to the very top of the Zugspitze, which is the highest mountain. My feeling is that people just drive at a fairly steady pace. It's an interesting thing, because in Germany many of the roads have no speed limit. Certainly most of the big motorways you can drive at any speed you like, and you do not find people abusing this. And there's the animals being given their water barrels we just passed there. So cows are certainly one of the main farm animals you'll find in this part of the world. You see a certain amount of horses as well. And as we go up, we're reaching towards the end of the journey now, and I'm just constantly in awe by the climate, the sky, the mountain peaks, the environment, the way people have created a locality which you can see they obviously care and look after. You can see there's a railway line going on the left, and railways are almost all electrically operated, not diesel. It's very rare over there, it seems. Right, this is it, we're about to arrive. There's a lot of people already. So this is it, we have arrived now. So, here we are. I'm taking the anti-clockwise route today. There's something very special about the plants here. And then of course I remembered that the Alps are famous for what they call Alpines. So there are normal plants as well, of course, ones we're familiar with, but there's something about the size of the vegetation. Very, very small leaves. Okay, now this is something I'm sure it will be attended to soon, but in an incredibly short space of time since I was here last, you see this tree has fallen over. Probably in the storm. Now we're starting to see our first glimpses of the water. And there we are. There we are. Wow, that's tough biking. Yeah, there's something where these plants are growing that is different for me. I can't put it into words what it is about these plants, but there is something very particular about them. So that's the clearest water I've ever seen. It's like I can see the details underneath the water just as clearly as if there is no water there at all. The first time I swam in the Alpsee, my path was crossed by a water snake. And that's probably one of the high points for me, is my entire time of being away, of just seeing something I've never seen in my entire life, like a water snake just swim straight past me, carrying on its own way. That's something that will stay with me forever, that memory. There's even something special about the stones as far as I'm concerned. Well, I don't know what the word means, but I think the picture is kind of giving it away a bit. So this is a separate lake, or a part of the main one, I'm not sure which. And yes, we have ducks, a country with ducks. Always a good sign, I reckon. Notice there are boats that cross the water. I hear a young boy, probably an American, uttering the words, "I've never seen anything like that." Well, yes, I understand. Grüß Gott. Right, well, I'm going to be putting the camera away now because we are entering regions where people bathe without wearing clothes. I think that would be disrespectful to film them, even by accident. Across the water is the restaurant where I had my lunch last time I was here. Okay, camera's away.